a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate, Yule, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you're into. I hope, or nothing at all. I hope you're really enjoying this very beautiful part of the year where the the darkness has been slaughtered and the light is returning. A very beautiful time of year and a time for introspection and a time for deep thinking and new beginnings. It's a great time to be artistic and to be creative and to bring new things into your life. I just adopted another cat. I think we have about six now, between the outside and inside, and called Billy. And the cat is just beautiful, and it's just like a beautiful little fuzzy tabby soul. And so that's my Christmas gift to myself, really. You know, you should give yourself a Christmas gift as well. But also saved a cat from was wandering stray on the streets. And these are important things. I've had my Christmas Yule meal, on my seventh glass of wine, whatever, and I lit a bonfire out the back in memory of departed loved ones and departed souls that are not here this time. They've moved on, and it's as I said, it's a very introspective time of year. This video is inspired by Danielle Leverite's video, which I'll put a link to below, which was a very funny but very poignant alternative Christmas Queen's speech message. And she said something in it that was very important. She says, 2015 going forward, you have to stop giving a shit what people think about what your beliefs are. And I've been thinking about this for a while because people are so screwed up today with programming that there are people who they could have a relative who was in prison serving multiple paedophilia acts on children, and they would go and visit them once a week. But if they had a relative who never did anything wrong in their lives, who said, I'm having doubts about 9/11, they would have nothing to do with them. There are people who have a brother or an uncle or a father who's in prison for the most vicious and disgusting murders, and they go visit him every week, and they could have another brother or a father or stepfather or an uncle who says, I don't really believe vaccines work. I think there's a lot of hype there to sell them, and they wouldn't have anything to do with them, but they would still go to see the vicious murderer. There are people who would have a friend who was a vicious wife beater or a serial false accusing female who accused a man of a false rape or something like that, and they would still go and look after them and love them, but they wouldn't have anything to do with someone who said, I don't believe the media anymore, I think there's something wrong there. We've reached a kind of a demarcation point where people really have to stop trying to win over these morons, because that's how sick the average person in society is. They would have no problem continuing a relationship with a person who's a paedophile in prison, a convicted murderer, or a serial wife beater, a girlfriend beater, but they would instantly go, whoa, my brother-in-law, he actually thinks, that, he believes in this conspiracy stuff. I'm not having anything to do with that fucking idiot anymore. And that's how sick people are. And then you realize that they're the sick ones and you're not. And if you got into this stuff and your girlfriend, your wife, your husband or your boyfriend dumped you because of it, or your friend got rid of you, they never loved you to begin with, because that's a litmus test for decency and compassion and caring and empathy. I have friends and family members who are Jehovah's Witnesses and morons, and I would never turn against them. Morons, sorry, Mormons. And I would never turn against them because, or what anyone's into anything. I don't care, lizards, anything. If you're still a nice person, I'm not going to say you're a fool or anything or have anything to do with you, because your heart is still, it's what your heart and your decency is still what draws me to you. And that's what these people don't have. And they're sick. They're sick because they've been programmed by media. And to show how sick and depraved the so-called normal world is, why did all the stories about Ebola and terrorism and ISIS suddenly stop in the run-up to the Christmas shopping and the Christmas travel season? Because it's all bollocks. It's all bollocks. And people can't see that anymore when it's pointed out to them. That's not your problem for waking up. That's their problem for waking up. And you carry that now into 2015. You carry this feeling forward that I'm no longer going to apologize for thinking things that are fucking batshit crazy. Because the thing is that the people who defend these things, they're the ones who are crazy. Because no normal person ends a relationship with a decent, kind, loving human being because they have beliefs that in no way harm or bring harm to other people, other than the scumbags in charge, the psychopaths in charge, and the authority figures. But yet, the same people who would end a relationship because of that are the same ones who would go visit their brother, their sister, their friend who's in prison for the most appalling crimes. And that tells you a lot about the world, but that also tells you a lot about yourself because you've deprogrammed thousands of years of mind control to get to this point. So 2015 is going to be a very powerful year. It's going to be a lot of changes. I've got some plans to do some new things and try some new ideas and reach people in a different way. The Velocity of Now radio show is getting ratings off the scale, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And thank you for standing by us and enjoying this journey with us. And no matter where you are, I wish you a wonderful 2015. Slánta, salute, mazel tov, skål, whatever. It does or nothing. Just live your life and fuck them if they can't take a joke.